about some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to getting guest posts for your own sites, for your client sites, or for whatever purpose you need guest posts for. I'll also be talking about as well some places which you can basically get an unlimited supply of guest posts whenever you want them. Please note this covers basically any niche. It doesn't matter if you're doing a site on accounting, music, whatever. You can basically get guest posts in relationship to this quite easy. Anyway, let's just look at this email. I purposely made some mistakes in this one and examples just to show you how not to do it. I see this all the time. Hey sir, I'm always reading your site. Would you give me a guest post? So why is this wrong? It's for one, really boring. For two, most people who actually say this actually are generally lying, and because people are generally lying who do this, people will actually check your IP. If, for example, you're based in, say, Spain, people will check your IP, and if they can't see proof that your IP is actually being on your site, they'll then assume two things about you. You're simply a liar or a chancer. So they'll then do two things for you. Where you could charge you more money than they would have, they'll either ignore you, but that's what happens basically when you tell a lie. So when it comes to getting guest posts, you shouldn't try and tell them a lie, try and trick them or anything like that. You should just be honest about whatever you're trying to do with them as a whole. This is another example of say, hey sir, I'm always sharing your content on social media. This one as well is quite a common lie people often tell. If someone actually shares some content on the thing, they can actually check it quite easy. You can do it in many different ways. You can simply use Scrapebox to check if someone shared your content. So if you have actually in fact shared it, then sure, tell them it's a good thing. If not, don't include it. It's just pointless and it's not going to go down well for you as a whole. People often as well do this sort of thing. I run the best business in the world. Consider this as two factors. When you approach someone, you need their person or you need their business. So you're not obviously the best, and telling them that also to a certain degree will annoy them, because then they assume you're just really an arrogant person or someone full of his own delusions of being a king or that kind of stuff. So you shouldn't ever include anything which makes you seem like you're greatest, because you need the other person's help. They don't actually need you. So that's why you should never include that sort of thing. This is actually an email I got someone in the past. It's not the best in the world, but it's still a lot better than most ones I've seen. Just in case you're wondering about the name, that would just obviously change it whatever her name is. It says, hello name, we're interested in producing ethical content for your site and bespoke example for obvious reasons. The content will be professional, written in line with your site's theme and voice. Please let me know if you'd like to review an article and or receive more details. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to hearing from you, Siri. Your name, whatever your title is, your phone number, email address, and a website, and also an image of you, or if it's your staff doing it, include their image. This is just a simple example, but this example itself is a lot better than most I've seen by quite a large amount. Now I'm going to be going into just showing you an example of how exactly I've got a guest post for free off a site by simply how I approached things. This is a site called GoPin Leads. GoPin Leads is basically a really powerful software allowing you to find contact details of different businesses you may want to work with, or you may need your details for one reason or another. I made a comment in a software group saying basically I like this software because I thought it was really simple to work. So what happened next? The creator behind it basically contacted me and said I was wondering if you do a review of my software. So I just said, yeah, sure, we can do a review. And then I asked him after that, if I do a review, would you give me a guest post for it? He said yes, so I got a free guest post purely in the grounds the person liked what I said about software. And you may not realise it, but in quite a lot of different groups and Facebook and that kinds of stuff, the people who actually own the software will actually be in the groups you're in. So if you make a compliment about their software, a compliment about their service, it's quite likely that they might in return do something back to you. It can be simply giving you access to their software for a month. It could be giving you a guest post. It could also allow you and them to work together, so you could also get paid up for them as well as a possibility. But it's how you approach things that shall govern if you'll get success or failure or in between sort of to what will happen. And just so you can see it actually did happen, there's basically me, there's just a wee quick thing I wrote, and there's a link going back to my site. So according to refs, it ranks for 954 keywords. So we can say within reason, the site itself is a good quality one. The rankings for keyword or keyword phrases are going up. We can also see new backlinks are getting added to it. So us getting a backlink to a site is something of value or something which is going to benefit us. And it also benefits our company because in theory, I sound good with them, so then they can use to sell your software more easy. So it benefits you both when you do a review about someone's software in a positive way, or you do a review about someone's business service, that kind of stuff. It benefits you both to a certain degree. WordPress.org.com, there's basically millions and millions of plugins always release new ones. So why is this important for getting guest posts, or why can you use this? Well, consider this factors. A lot of people who actually make WordPress plugins, it can be simply a one-person team. They can simply be doing it at a small scale. They can not have any budget for, say, SEO services. They could not have any budget for paid advertising. So if you're doing an article about them, saying all the different good points about your software, you then contact them saying something like, just for example purposes, saying, I found after using your software on my WordPress site, I found the speed of my site went from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, which inspired me to do an article covering how exactly I like using your plugin. I was wondering if you would be kind enough to give me a guest post back to my site in regards to the article. That works really well simply because of this. You've already taken an interest saying you like his software. You've also already taken an interest by doing an article about him. So it's highly likely if a person has a website, they'll say yes to you because it benefits you both. It makes their plugin or software look better. It also benefits them by having the possibility of traffic going from your website to their website, and it will basically reward you in a lot of cases with a backlink back to from their site to your site. You should also, as well, when it comes to particularly WordPress site, there is quite a lot of people who actually do these things who don't actually have a website. So if they don't actually have a website, it's not really as good an idea to try and contact because you won't really get a guest post back from it. But you could have a possibility that they may, in some cases, instead of putting a link to your site, they'll actually give you a backlink from actually WordPress.org.com, so you could have a possibility of getting a really strong backlink if you contact someone who doesn't actually have a website. It may happen, it may not, but it's a possibility to work out with. You should also, when you're contacting people, you should make sure the plugin itself in WordPress has been updated. You can see here, this has been updated 24 hours ago, so we can say within reason the creator behind this is still working on him, so he's not gone on holiday or disappeared or anything like that. So this would be a good sort of person to contact. I know he's already got a website, so I don't need to actually check it. But you should make sure whenever you're checking these people out, you check they have a website in place, or if they've actually been working it quite recently. If it was done for art's sake, say 6 months ago, it could still possibly work. But if you're going for things that haven't been updated in like 2 years, 3 years, that kind of stuff, it's much less likely that they would actually respond to you. Because it might, for example, somebody's not working the plugin, it may be they stop running their business, or it may simply don't have time for whatever reason. But WordPress itself, or for plugins, you can basically find an unlimited supply of possible places to give you guest posts to your own sites or to your clients' sites alike. But you should make sure when you're contacting different people, you should make sure the plugin, whatever plugins you're contacting, it hasn't got too many installs. The reason why I say it hasn't got too many installs, if it's like 50 million, something like that, if it's got a giant amount of people, it means there's already probably been lots of people doing articles about this already, so it'd be less likely to say yes to you. You could still try them and it could say yes to you, but if you're contacting people who have had, just for example, purposes, say 1,000 less installs of the plugin, they'll be more likely to respond to you on the grounds. They'll be flattered that you've actually done an article about them because it hasn't happened that much so far, and they'll be more likely to say yes to you because they wouldn't actually expect it. If you contact someone and say got lots of installs, there's probably been thousands of articles about them. So it's highly unlikely we would say yes to you, and this is why it's better to contact people who haven't actually had many articles done about them at the moment. This is my overall favourite place to actually get lifetime deals. So I'm going to be talking about in this video how you can actually be using this as another way to get guest posts. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we buy Otis. If we buy Otis.ai today, we find it a really good software, so then we decide to do this. We decide in a week from now, we do an article about them, covering the benefits of them. We then contact them and say, hey, I done an article covering how exactly like your plugin or your software. I was wondering, would you be willing to give me a guest post back to my site? Because you contacted someone who is quite new, they'd be much more likely to say yes to you, and they wouldn't really expect it to a certain degree. You also have as well another big reason why software companies would give you guest posts is, in 95% of cases, to be perfectly honest, software companies do go bankrupt. The reason why they go bankrupt to a certain degree is lack of money, and also because their marketing can be poor in quite a lot of cases as well. So if you're willing to promote someone with your article, they're more likely to be flattered and say yes to you. But you must make sure when it comes to doing it, you approach it in the right way, be polite, blah blah, state things about how you like it, that kind of stuff before you approach them. And by simply you buying the software, you've now got a doorway to make you and them to work together in something or another. By you simply buying the software, you can use this as a powerful way to get you guest posts. Anyway, that's all I want to cover. Thanks, bye.